How's it going, guys? And welcome back to another edition of the Kick Report. And first things first, I am so sorry. I know it's been a minute since I got another video out, but just the weight of starting up with my season, and I got sick for a little bit, and all that crazy stuff kind of pushed the videos back. But I'm here with another one, and that's what counts. And I got some more ideas coming down the pipeline for you guys. So for this episode, it's another episode of Sneaker News. We're just gonna be taking a look at some different shoes that I was able to, or my plug was able to get his hands on, and just so we could take a deeper look at them together. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. So for the first shoe up for today, we have the KD18, and you know, I honestly like these a little bit more. They've grown at me. I prefer these over the KD17s is what I'm trying to say. And obviously the colorway, exquisite. The Aunt Pearls, I'm a big fan of the Aunt Pearl line, or the Aunt Pearl design language. To those who don't know, it's a homage to KD's late aunt, who passed from breast cancer. So this is kind of, these will come out every October, so now you know. But I like the design language. It almost reminds me of like a mix of the Romero 5 tones and maybe some Book 1 tones. These are definitely more stylish with the mesh pockets that you see, and almost like the support flaps, or the support straps, if you want to call it, that come up on the upper of the shoe. And you know, I don't mind it at all. Again, it's going to be comfortable. If you guys want to check out my review on the KD17, I absolutely loved it. And these from the bottom, basically the whole shoe is the same except for the straps and the mesh. So definitely excited to see what this shoe holds, and maybe get my hands on a pair myself. Now we have this other colorway, which is the Halloween colorway, or as it's called, the Slim Reaper colorway. And this is very creative. I know this, I'm talking corny right now, but I think the fingers is like on the side of the shoe, on the straps, is like a design language we've never seen with the KD line before. We've never seen so much creativity since like the much older lines, or like since like the flip the switch stuff and all that type of fun stuff. But overall, very pleased with these two colorways. And as you guys know, with me, for our next shoe, honesty is the best policy. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not the biggest fan of these. These are the Tatum 4s, which are pretty new. They changed some stuff up. I actually really liked the Jordan Tatum 3s on paper. I loved how they felt when I tried them on, and just never got a chance to get my hands on a pair since I'm at an Adidas school, so buying a pair just didn't really make sense. But I like the idea of them at least, and these feel like a big shakeup. Biggest being that these are low cut as opposed to like the mid top that the Tatum 3s were, and like they throw some cool technology in it, or they did throw some. Like their super light technology, and they're boasting how it's the lightest of the Jordan lineup now, which is cool. I mean, these will still have the zoom unit and the Cushlon foam in them, which is also which is always loved. I love how, if it's anything how it is set up with the Sabrina 3 or the Sabrina 2s, then I want it, because that's one of my favorite hoop shoes of all time, as you guys know. But I just don't like the design language. Maybe it's the colorway, maybe it's just lighting, maybe it's something, but not the biggest fan. As for the attraction, it's a herringbone. It feels really stiff. It feels like, and with the suede on there, I can't tell if it's like a shoe that wants to be an outdoor shoe or wants to be an indoor shoe. The traction and the material of the outsole is really rough, good for outdoors, and then you have like a more plush material in the Cushlon, and then it's just real confusing. So you know, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm always open to that, but I would definitely have to try these on and get a couple hoop sessions in before I can really say how I feel about these. But so far, it's honestly not off to a great start. Alright, so next in line, we have the Ja 3s in the coconut milk colorway. And you guys saw in Sneaker News episode 1, we already took a look at these and the technology. So if you want to know about that, go ahead and jump to that video. I'll timestamp it for you. But this is just such a clean colorway. Don't call me a Ja hater, but you know, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of his. I think that what he does is great, and he's a great player, but I think some of the stuff is a little bit overrated. Hot take, probably, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. but I will say that this is a super clean colorway, and I know that most of you are probably getting ready to start season. I think this would be a great shoe to wear with like an all-white uniform. Just that off-white or the coconut would really pop. And guys, after all the hype, the AE2 is finally here, and I know I did a review on these, so if you want to check that out, feel more than free. But honestly, in the recent, like, I've been hooping them in a lot more, and recently I feel like they're super stiff. I was kind of recently I've been hooping in the AE1s as well as the Dawn Issue 7s, and the Dawn Issue 7s are so much more malleable in comparison. It started to make the AE1s feel a lot more clunky, so I didn't know if it was just because I was only hooping in the AE1s. I also have a teammate that hoops in the AE1s. He doesn't think that they're clunky. He thinks that they're just fine, but that's one thing I definitely noticed. But it looks like they course corrected for the AE2s. Much more malleable materials, much more plush materials, especially medially and laterally. They took that cage out and replaced it with a nice little almost like a pillowy type of material. I don't even know how to describe it, but it definitely is a lot more nice, a lot more malleable, and that translates to cushion as well. No more caging. They kind of let the cushion be free, and you can see that with the light boost and light strike. Now I can't tell which is which. I wasn't able to find which is where, but in the forefoot it feels very plushy. That, and in the heel cup, it looks like they made that a little bit better. I know that the previous model, it was honestly giving me some Achilles pain. It felt like almost like Achilles tendonitis, but luckily I don't. It was just the shoe, or maybe the way I was hooping in the shoe, who knows. But it seems like they course corrected with that as well, and it's honestly a lot more nice. These weren't my size, or these weren't the plug size, so you couldn't try them on and really kind of dive in and say how you felt about how the shoe felt, but just holding the shoe feels a lot more. All right, and to round out our shoes for today, we have the LeBron 23s, and let me tell you guys, this was crazy. This is the most I don't know how to describe it, luxurious, most invasive, the craziest unboxing I've ever had with a shoe before. Just the quality, I guess, and the effort mainly that went into the packaging the shoe is honestly insane. As you see, I had to put the phone down because there was too much going on. But yeah, let's see how long this takes. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about? Like, I've never seen anything this crazy for a Nike shoe before. They added cool things in there, like they have a little booklet that goes through his career, and then there's like a little pendant that goes back to the bubble and how people were talking about his bubble ring and bubble MVP. But a ring is a ring to me. But yeah, honestly, super crazy stuff. And then for the shoe itself, it was in like a little bag and wrapped up, and it was super crazy. But anyways, the shoe itself, it felt very high quality. It's $210, so I mean, yeah, like it's gonna be nice and high quality, but it honestly feels that way for once. These right here are gonna be the Bubble Boy colorway, and if you're wondering, they're gonna get the top of the top. They're gonna get the full length Zoom X foam, which is, it feels like with that, it's like the return of the ultra premium shoe. They had ultra premium shoes back in the day with the Kobe's, but this kind of feels like a return to grace, like a step above the GT Cut 3s. So definitely a big fan of that. These will also feature a carbon fiber shank plate in there. There'll be some elevated arch support for better lockdown, as I'm reading these off, a synthetic leather upper, and all these come together. And honestly, I didn't get a chance to try these on, but I was definitely very pleased with the packaging. I mean, I should be. It's a $200 shoe, but the quality was definitely the point that stood out to me the most. Overall, this goes to show that there's a whole bunch of shoes on the shoe market now, and you definitely got a lot of options, and I barely even scratched the surface of the new shoes that are out there. So but that is going to do it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you all for tuning in. We are closing in on 80 subscribers, and honestly, it feels surreal. I never thought I'd be here, as corny as that sounds, but your support kind of keeps me pushing, and I'll do my part as well to get these videos out to you guys sooner. So I appreciate you guys being so patient. But that is going to do it for today's video. I appreciate you guys, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. This has been the Kick Report.